Celeste 64 is the free 3D platformer sequel to Celeste, and I had pretty low expectations going in, but I was very swiftly put in my place. This is a masterful game which utilizes its new dimension to wonderful success. Basically, it's all about perspective in more than one way. In 2D games, you generally have all the visual information you could ever need, but in the transition to 3D, orienting your worldview is fundamental to gameplay. Yes, I am in fact talking about moving the camera around. It's something to take for granted in most 3D titles, but in Celeste 64, it is really a big deal. So many of the platforming gauntlets and secrets are built around tricks of perspective. It never elevates to optical illusions or anything, but having the right angle on approach is crazy important here, more than most any other 3D platformer I've played. It's crazy how something so simple can add so much thought and consideration. Similarly, the actual platforming mechanics are deceptively nuanced. You just have a simple dash and jump, but thanks to the remarkably rigid controls, you have to make every leap with immaculate precision. I play a lot of 3D platformers, and this may sound insane, but most of them are too fluid. They're so easy to control and so biased in the player's favor that it feels a bit uncanny. I don't want a game to read my mind, I want to work to understand it. Celeste 64, through its more stifled movement mechanics, lets me have this. At no point did I feel like the game was dumbing itself down for me, especially not in the design. Because right away you're expected to have a pretty high understanding of the mechanics, and by the end of the relatively short playtime, your understanding must be thoroughly tested. Particularly if you play the bonus stages, which are either pulse-poundingly intense trials or meditative exercises in self-improvement, depending on your proclivities. Either way, they excellently demonstrate how to wring profound depth from such a few basic design principles. And it's all rounded off with some traditional exploration mechanics, encouraging completionists to approach obstacles in new ways and, as mentioned earlier, from new perspectives. Celeste 64 is just really, really good.